So Crescendo has been operating as a charitable organisation since 2012, and some of the challenges that we faced, most of the challenges we faced were always around funding and sustainability. I took on board that challenge and tried to find ways to become self-sustainable. I had some help with the Vodafone Foundation, and I went and sat with must have been about 9 CEOs of successful social enterprises in Malaysia and Australia, just to figure out what makes them tick, what makes all the cogs turn. And there were a few observations that I made from talking to all those CEOs and founders, and I guess some of the things that popped out for me was that they each had someone that understood money, how to generate revenue while creating social impact. They had a really strong culture, so whatever the kaupapa of the CEO was, it was very clear that that fed down through everyone, and there was a camaraderie within the team, and then that ended up flowing to whether they were working with young people or homeless or whoever. I could feel the culture in every environment. And the third part was that they really valued themselves. So there was a clear distinction between a charitable purpose and a social enterprise. So that's what I brought home. The challenges that we faced during COVID, because we had a 30% drop in revenue overnight. So all of that study and research and everything that we did was an opportunity for us to go, right, let's take this risk and see what we can do. Sitting down with Ākina and working out our social lean canvas for the very many jobs we were doing, it allowed us to really step back and have a helicopter view on the organisation, and then identify that we were doing far too much. So we consolidated everything down to just focus on sound design. So sound design is audiobooks, podcasts, band recordings, anything that requires audio to be recorded, that's what we do now.
So Crescendo does a combination of impact and revenue model. So as a social enterprise, we balance both of those pieces of work. So in the impact side, we look at youth mentoring and how we can grow and empower young people into their future lives. We then also have, we do the mentoring through music and radio, but we also do, in the commercial side, we offer a full range of commercial sound products. So from recording, audio engineering, mixing, mastering. We do audiobooks, we do voiceover artist events, we do PA, hire, all those kind of things.
I guess the team knows their lane, they know what they're doing, they know how to contribute, they feel valued. So we've had a culture shift ourselves from doing that. Doing the social lean canvas, it allowed us to, I guess, imagine what we thought the customers might be. And it allowed us to test the water and go out and talk to those potential clients. What we found was that the clients that we ended up attracting were quite different from what we expected. Still in the realm of sound design, but we went out and approached ad agencies, but then what we attracted in were publishing companies. So publishing organizations have many authors of books, and they all, in this age where everyone's online and being switching over to digital, all those authors require audiobooks. So we ended up getting a few contracts around that, and then discovered a few more obstacles along the way. But it's all made for good learning, and it's actually showed us what we can achieve with the facilities that we have.
We first started identifying what things would be valuable to a customer. And so we started to look at what things we could offer and what things we could deliver on a commercial level. And so sound design and events were our kind of first initial things, we were doing those projects already, but we were charging charitable rates. And we said, why are we charging charitable rates? These people, we deliver on a quality. And so we just trialed different ways of pricing and realized that we could deliver within our model, and decided to expand that offering. It's been an interesting journey and not something, there's been quite a few surprises. We shifted, we were doing a fit out of our own studio, of our own space, and the first lockdown happened. So that was one surprise and challenge. Another one was we thought customers and the whole corporate social responsibility model, we thought we could definitely we'll hook into that. Well, this is how we'll sell on quality, and we'll seal the deal with that corporate social responsibility impact model. And turns out that isn't actually that attractive in the commercial space. But what has been attractive is once they're in here, and then they start buying into the journey. So they start seeing young people in the control room. They're doing the recording, and the narrators or the artists are going, "Oh, what's this all about?" And then so then they start asking the questions. And the interesting thing about that is we find we turn a customer, shift them into an influencer, and next thing you know, they want to talk about it to everyone. Another interesting outcome that we weren't quite expecting was that the amazing positive impact on the rangatahi, on the young people. They have received positive impact in a commercial setting, getting paid for it, and their sense of self-worth and value has just increased tenfold. I guess we're still working out how best to incorporate the commercial and the mentoring work. But one of the nice things is we've been trialing bringing and exposing a few more young people into the commercial work and just letting them try things out in a very low pressure environment, and just seeing them thrive and going, oh, what else can we do? And I guess when you can see your skills being applied in a way that has, that meaningful work, we all want meaningful work. And so if they can see, first they learn the skills and they might be very self-focused, and it's all about their work, and then when they can apply it to this other kind of meaningful pathway, you see real change and real increase in confidence and well-being, and they're, you just see them kind of go from hunch to standing up tall, and it's pretty amazing.
Crescendo's in this position now where we're about 4 or 5 months into being a social enterprise and really pivoting towards that. And I guess the point where I'm at, I've shifted a few views in how we operate myself. The current point of Crescendo as a social enterprise, I'm getting mentoring. I'm still out there talking to other social enterprises, and I think the best part of what we do is we collaborate well. We have relationships with, say, the School of Audio Engineering. So young people there have a requirement to do 40 hours of professional work experience. So having those young people come in, spend their 40 hours here, we can use that, but then also we're directing young people back to School of Audio Engineering. So there's the relationships and the networks that we have, there's give and take. So we found that collaboration is pretty key to us existing and doing it well. Working alongside organisations like Not-for-Profit Works has allowed us to obtain mentors that can see outside of our box, because often we're operating inside this box and we know what we do and we do it really well, but for someone else to come in and just view with a different lens has helped tremendously and offered us new ways of operating.
We have a very small but passionate team, and kind of that idea of, you know, let's take it on. And so we've had to really quickly adapt and go, how do we make this work in the organization? There's been new software implemented to help with scheduling. There's been new ways to divide people's time between charitable and commercial work. There's been resourcing times, resourcing opportunities. So resourcing, I mean like staffing, use of the space internally, so to accommodate both the commercial work and the mentoring work. I've seen a real shift in the team actually, and that's been not a challenge, but that's been one of the biggest rewards, is when they were able to join that journey and see the value in it. One of the big challenges when you're moving at pace and you start to, we were planning for years, and then suddenly all these opportunities started happening and the plans started coming together, and suddenly we thought we can do this, but we had to bring the rest of the team on board. So it was, we work with people who are highly skilled in what they do, but they're also in a very heart space. And so it was a real journey of bringing them on board. You know, sometimes commercial work can look bad to people who are in charity work. And so kind of doing a lot of demystifying of going, this is all about sustaining what we do, and also providing pathways for the young people as well. So it was such a joy after a few team sessions, and their team was on that kind of journey mapping session, and so they could really understand the why the shift. They could buy into the journey, and now you can see their brain shifting and how they work and going, how is this going to be impact? How is this going to be, sustainable based? So very excited to see that.
My observations from other social enterprises were that they had someone that really knew how to generate money, understood the mechanics of attracting that in as well. So I approached my mentors and I got some help around, finding out what that role was in particular. So we took the risk and we hired a business development manager, or strategic partnerships manager, to go out and find those clients. I felt confident because of the skill level of our engineers and some of the work that they've done. And I think that risk has paid off. We're slowly getting up to our goal in terms of self-sustainability. And it didn't take too long for her to attract clients. And what we noticed was, as we approached them, they didn't seem to mind so much about the impact that we were creating. Obviously they wanted a product, they wanted it done well. But it wasn't until they came in to the studio and they recognized, who's this young person behind the desk? Are they going to be doing this work? And then they started asking questions, and then there was a clear shift right then. They recognized, oh my God, this young person's been upskilled from this job, this is brilliant. And that led to word of mouth. So yeah, we attracted in more work once they actually saw the mahi that we were doing. One thing that I really like about myself is I don't mind failing, and I don't mind being wrong about things. I actually encourage my team and the mentors to point things out, and because I want to grow. I want to grow myself. I want to grow as a person. So yeah, there is a level of vulnerability there, but I think that's that's something that I actually enjoy about myself and the team. You know, I can see vulnerability in all of our staff, and I like that because the end result is the young person, you know, the people that we're in service of. In order for them to be, to grow as well, I need them to be vulnerable. I need them to tell us, you know, I'm not feeling well today, I'm not enjoying this or whatever's going on. So it's pretty key for us to just be transparent and as much as we can. We were working with Ākina around every single offering that Crescendo was putting out to the, I guess, to our communities. And you know, we were doing everything from events, event management, artist development, so many different things which consumed a lot of time. And as I felt they all added value to the young person and their growth, we were just spreading ourselves very thin. When COVID hit, you know, we lost some of that funding, but a lot of it was around events. So we had an events team, and then we couldn't support that anymore, so we had to let go of the events team. So about 4 of our staff were let go of, and that's always been a really tough thing for me, because the whānau environment that we create, you know, you know intimately what what your staff are up to, but having that happen and having to let go, it took us back to our, you know, social lean canvas and everything that we were doing with Ākina. And then we were like, right, we can't do that, let's re-look at this. And then when we looked at what we do really, really well, it all came down to audio engineering. So that's why we said, right, well, let's focus on sound design. Let's put it out there, come up with some plans and proposals, and then push forward with that. I think one of the key kind of learnings that I took from that was having the right people. You can't have people in the team working with you if they're not having the right skill set, if they're not on board with the kaupapa. Otherwise you're just paddling in the wrong direction in that waka, you know. You can't really get to the end goal. So yeah, when we decided to go, right, let's just focus on one thing, focus well, that came down to sound design. And then we attracted in the right people, and then we attracted in the clients, and yeah, it's been working well. There are changes that I notice within young people that give me a buzz, and I guess it can be so many different things. We've had young people recording with us, like Church and AP. They won a Aotearoa Music Award for Best Hip Hop Artist like last week. And then, you know, guys like Gino October have gone on to sign with Universal and Def Jam Records, and Disciple Party, who's gone on to, she won a Pacific Music Award. You know, there's that kind of, those accolades that, you know, we're really proud of. But then on the other side, it's like, you know, I mentioned the young person that was cooking methamphetamine. He had a really awesome skill set on, you know, knowing how to create teams and go out there and sell all his, you know, paraphernalia, drugs, etc. So we kind of honed in on that, and as we knew that he was a good rapper, so we got him into the studio, and we really focused on him creating an album of his own, and you know, go and hustle that instead. Like, so we recognized an entrepreneurial streak in him. He was really good at it. So let's give him a different product, something that he can be proud of, and something that can actually give him better options, better pathways. And then there's also young people that, you know, they're not doing well at school. They're always truant, but they're here consistently. You know, whether or not the skill sets we have are helping, it's still that whānau environment. It's still that wraparound support. Like, it's amazing what well-being, the effect of well-being has on a young person. It affects their health, it affects their environment, it changes their whole perspective of what they can achieve.
One of the, I guess another surprising learning is the way that the level of impact impact we can now offer, so the level of learnings. So previously we could only go so far in terms of the progression of the young people. And now that we're in this commercial space, we can actually see 3 to 4 different more pathways that the young people can opt in for if they so choose in their journey. So we can offer them chances to earn money. A big one is skills to put on their resume and work experience. And as you know, that work experience can be applied to any industry. Even if it's time management, or we can be referees for them as employers as well. And now that we see these opportunities, we've also seen a way to grow our mentoring side. So really incorporating, I guess, that holistic approach of working with the rangatahi and focusing on that well-being piece, bringing in bits of the commercial piece to give them kind of the more technical skills, and then wrapping back around with some more of those soft skills. I guess this journey has brought us growth in both sides that we didn't see happening, and that's been one of the best learnings that we've had.